lit.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this Saturday afternoon. It is game day. And the weather's holding out for me here. Tell me what the weather is like with you. And if you're at Celtic Park, I believe that there isn't going to be any delays. The worst of the weather has passed and it seems to be fine. It's going to be a bit blustery and a bit of rain, but it's Scotland for me here. Tell me what the weather is like with you. And if you It's Scotland in December. What do we expect? It's never going to be sunshine and 24 degrees, is it? No, that's for other parts of the world. Anyway, we are waiting on the Celtic team being announced in just around about 15 minutes' time. Celtic have just released some pictures. If you remember back to last year at half-time, when the team weren't doing so well, yes, there was a game at Celtic Park and the team weren't doing so well. And it was at a time where, to be fair, we had dropped points in the league. Yes, we had dropped points in the league. And the Celtic fans decided to boo Santa at half-time. Poor old Santa. But he had the last laugh, didn't he? Yes, Santa came out of his cold storage at the end of May and walked onto the pitch with the League Championship trophy for Celtic to hand us not just another Christmas present, but another league trophy, sending us to our 54th league trophy. And yes, this season, he'll do the same. He'll come out with the 55. Yes, bet my words on it. Santa will be coming out with more Christmas presents way after Christmas Day this year. I expect him to reappear on the last day of the season with the league trophy wrapped up just for Celtic in green and white. He is at Celtic Park today, and it's Christmas has officially arrived at Paradise. It's Celtic, and they've got some pictures of some food. I have no idea what it is, but it is... it's interesting. And there's Hoopy the Hound. Yeah, there's a picture of Hoopy the Hound with Santa. Yep, ultimately Santa. I wonder who is Santa this year. And then some fans with the Scottish Cup and some pictures with fans with Santa getting some selection boxes. You watching those chocolates, kids. Not good for your teeth. Anyway, that is the latest coming out of Celtic Park. They will get the team up, like I say, around about 15 minutes' time. When I think of the score today, I think I'm going to go for a score. I think it might be 4-0. I've changed my mind for yesterday. It's either going to be 4-0 or it's going to be a close game. I think it may be a close game today. But as soon as the team does come out, I'll get it up onto the screen. I say there's roughly about just under 12 minutes time until the team comes out. Fantastic pictures coming out of Celtic Park. Celtic also put out a video just around about just about an hour ago, so you might not have heard this. So we're going to listen into this video with Trusty. Whilst we're waiting on the team coming out, we're going to listen to
After
Trusty.
That game against Aberdeen and Pittodrie, what's your thoughts now?
Yeah, it's changed a bit. Obviously going in the winter time, I knew it was going to change, get cold, but I didn't know the wind was like that. It was changing every direction. I thought second half we'd have an advantage going down with the wind, but ended up going against us the other way. So we pulled through.
Yeah, absolutely. Thankfully, a fantastic ball from Greg and a great finish from Rio. Could be a crucial 3 points come the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. We take every game is super important. Obviously, the next game is too. In the game after that, but to beat them at their place in Aberdeen, it's only beneficial to us.
How have you been the last few weeks in general on the pitch and also settling into life off the pitch?
Good. Obviously, on the pitch, I think I've been settling in. The group is really good, and the coaching staff, the whole organization is really welcoming with open arms, and it made me feel at home. And then off the pitch, it's been good as well. I've had my family here for Thanksgiving, so we had a little Thanksgiving feast. So that was good. Then get some family time, and then now they're all gone. So now it's just back to the grind.
You're developing a great
Back
partnership with Cameron, of course, in the centre of defence. You're both USA internationals, although you haven't played together on the international stage. Do you hope that this form can perhaps translate into the international stage as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think two American centre backs playing together in this league and also Champions League, it speaks a lot of volume. I think our relationship's getting better and better each game, and the more games we have, the more chemistry we'll get. And then to be able to translate that into the international stage, I think it only does good to the U.S. Having two center backs who are familiar with each other, and it's different coming every other week or every month to a camp and, try to gain a relationship, but to have two guys day in, day out have a chemistry and actually performing and doing well, I think it speaks a lot of value.
Top of the league by some distance, Austin, with Hibernian and the visitors to Celtic Park next. How do you keep the focus when you're so far ahead?
Don't really focus about it. I don't think any of us, I haven't heard anybody say anything about us being first place or whatever. It's really not, I literally haven't heard anybody say that. It's just on to the next game and we take care of business. So that's the mindset you want to have. You don't want to focus on anything else. You just want to focus on the next game because that's the only thing that really matters and you can have an impact on. So not worth dwelling on the past, not worth dwelling on the future. Just be in the present and perform your best.
A word finally about the foundation, if you don't mind, Austin. They'll be out collecting for the Christmas appeal before the match. Celtic has its roots in charity and looking after those in need. Sadly, in the 136 years of our history, that need is just as great as ever. And at this time of year, it becomes even more magnified. So how great is it that the foundation can make an impact?
Extremely great. It's really, really important. I think me walking around here and exploring Glasgow, Celtic means everything to half the people in Glasgow, so to have an organization where people look up at and, they thrive to be at and they really represent the badge, it's for them to give back and for them to find ways to give back to people who really need it. It's really impactful. So to all the families and to anybody who needs the help and who will be affected by or get affected by, the foundation's work, it's just really, really important.
It is really important, and that leads us on nicely to the next segment, talking about the Celtic Foundation. You're all aware, if you're not aware, you've not been watching any of the videos, that I am doing a Christmas Boxing Day live for the Celtic Foundation. The Celtic Foundation is currently going through their Christmas appeal, and we're trying to raise as much money as possible. And myself, I'm doing a live on Boxing Day, and for every hour that we spend, hopefully every hour that we spend on YouTube, means that there's been £1,000 raised. We're currently sitting at £848, which is an absolutely fantastic amount, considering we're only 6 days into the fundraiser, and I think that will creep up the closer that we do get to Christmas. Remember, the Celtic Foundation is the charity arm of Celtic Football Club, and it does give to people in need. When you see the work that the Celtic Foundation does on an ongoing basis, it is unbelievable, and some of it doesn't make the media, and not even Celtic media. It's a personal challenge for myself as a testament to the commitment of the charitable principles and the heritage of Celtic Football Club. The foundation is a registered Scottish charity, and it aims to respond to the needs of the disadvantaged children, young people, adults in our local community in and around Glasgow and further afield. By promoting health and equality learning and tackling poverty, I strive to help a meaningful impact. Join me in my endeavour on a truly special day that will be Boxing Day this year. And remember, there will also be an alternative King speech going out on Christmas Day, and I'm sure you'll love that one because it is a bit of a laugh, and I'll be looking back at some special King moments. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Anyway, it is getting closer to Celtic announcing the team. We'll just check on any updates, and there is a picture of the park. It's looking fine, and it is a little bit cloudy. It doesn't look as if it's raining in the picture that they've taken, so the rain might have subsided slightly, which is great. All set for today's clash at Celtic Park, Celtic Hibs. Celtic Hibs, so the team will be out in around about 6 minutes time. So at this point, we're going to jump into the comment section and see who's all on the comment section. And a big shout out to everyone. Mr. Quinn's in the house. Hello, boys and girls. Good to be back. Tom Max in the house. I've got between now and 3 o'clock to paint my bathroom ceiling and walls. I'll have to listen. I'll have the phone listening, obviously. Afternoon Fox says PS3 Retro TV. If you haven't been on his channel, and go on to PS3 Retro TV. It's an absolutely fantastic little channel, and it deserves more subscribers and more views. Big Des says hi to Mr. Quinn. Andrew's in the house. Kieran's in the house. He's going for 2-0 today. Give me your score predictions in the online chat and the live before the team comes out. And then once we've seen the team, give me your predictions once you've seen the Celtic team that comes out. It's sunny in Florida, says Ian. I think that it's going to be a handful today. a handful, says Ian. He thinks it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's either going to go one or two ways. It's either going to be similar to, you've got to remember, they will play a 5 at the back, which is a bit different to what Celtic have been used to over the last couple of weeks. So I think it's either going to be a high-scoring game in the second half, or Hibernian are going to hold us to a 2-0 victory for Celtic. It's going to be Celtic 2, Hibernian 0. Leo Miles is going for 3-0 Celtic. Frank Bonner is going to say hail hail. Morning, afternoon to you, Frank. Paul Bell says hail hail. Christopher coming in from France. He says hail hail boys. Lorna Gallagher is in the house. Andrew's in the house. Morning. Normal day, pushing my rain. It's a normal day, man. People pushing. Carly's drunk again already. She's going for 20-0. She's way over the top. As per normal, Carly. Hope you're good today. Big Chewy, he says, I'm going to say Celtic 5-0, and maybe even a Hibs red card. I don't think the Hibs will be as athletic or as meaningful as Aberdeen. I don't think they will be as meaningful in their tackles as Aberdeen. Glasgow's green and white. It says hello. David's in the house saying hail hail from Cardross. Still dry, cold, good steady win today. Looking forward to seeing the team. Big Des goes for 5-0. Kevin Dunn goes for 4-0. I think Sevsco will be brought down to earth tomorrow with a draw at Ross County. I don't think so. I think they'll beat them up there. They seem to have turned the corner with their form a little bit. But then again, you never know, because they've got a European game next week that they need to think, who cares about them? 55, baby, says square sausage black. Black square sausage, Devon, Jesus. Afternoon all says Hazel. Hope Luke McCowan gets a start. Well, we're going to find out in roughly about 3 minutes' time. Lorna's in now saying, yeah, 4-0 Baz. 4-0. Francis Toland says 6-1 to the boys. James says 4-1. And Alan Stevenson's going for 3-0 Celtic. Joe Powell says he's not making a prediction. He's off to the game. The weather doesn't seem too bad, which is all good. Norman's asking if the game's still on. Yes, it is. Somerset Tam says it's Chuckendon. You blow your head off in Somerset. Better in Glasgow. AJ is now officially world class, says Francis Toland. Yes, he is. The fact that big thanks to Lorna for putting the Just Given page up, and I did put an update at the beginning of the video there, didn't I, when the big man himself was talking. We are at £848, so we're 84% of the way to getting the first hour. Yes, the first hour on Boxing Day. So I'm over the moon with that. Absolutely ecstatic, to be honest. It's absolutely fantastic that fans at this difficult time of year, and it is a difficult time of year for lots of people, but there's still people out there that find it in their heart and their wallet, more importantly, to dip it into their pockets and donate to such a brilliant, brilliant cause. Now, somebody asked, why don't you donate to the Cano Foundation? You can only do one at a time, so you had to make a choice, and the fact that the Celtic Foundation does do a lot more than the Cano Foundation, so there's your answer, Joseph, and it was the one that I was always going to go with the Celtic Foundation anyway. It wasn't going to be with anyone else, because I think that the work that the Celtic Foundation does behind the scenes, and there's a lot doesn't get spoken about. You know, there's a lot of the stuff that the Celtic Foundation do that doesn't see the light of day, and I think that, you know, the fact that they just go quietly about their business and they get on with it for the full year, you know, not just for Christmas, not just for fundraising, they do focus on fundraising the whole year round. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's jump back over to the land of Twitterati, because the team will be out in the next 30 seconds or so. Yep, the team will be out in the next 30 seconds or so. We are just waiting on Celtic sending out the info, and we'll get the team live. I'm just going to jump through the comments. I'm more interested in 56, says Carly. Yep. 3-0, says Joe. And I'm just waiting. 44. Santa has arrived. I'm not caring about Santa. I want the team to arrive. Should land in the next couple of seconds. And there we have it. Schmeichel, Johnston, Trusty, Scales, Taylor, McGregor, Engels, McCowan, Kuhn, Maida and Adam Ida all start in the team today. Big changes in the team. What has Brendan Rodgers done? And I'll just get this up on the screen so that you can see the team in full. Some changes to the team. I mean, the fact that Scales come on, I thought Scales would start. Taylor gets the start. I shouted that out this morning. Engels also gets a start also. Woofed. What has Brendan Rodgers done today with his Celtic team? Give me around about 20 seconds to get the official Celtic team from today up on your screens. I just need to download it and then upload it again. Up. And it should be on your screens in roughly around about 8 seconds. Front overlay. And it should be on your screen just by the power of telly now. Oh shit, wrong one. Oh, epic mistake there. Epic mistake of all sorts of proportions. I forgot to do one thing. Make it transparent. There we go. Do it again, Baz. See, this is what happens with live television. This is what happens with the new media. Television is the bygone era of a long time ago. Internet and live streaming is the way to go. So let's try that again. And around about 2 seconds time, browse, put that on. That should be it this time. There we go. That's still not up. There we go. There it's there. Don't you love this live stuff? It's absolutely brilliant. You can't make it up. Anyway, there's the team. It is Schmeichel, Johnston, Trusty, Scales, Taylor. The team is there. Taylor, McGregor, Engels, McCowan, Kuhn, Maida and Adam Ida. Adam Ida starts. I didn't think he would start Adam. I thought he would. Then he's rested Kyogo. You know what Brendan Rodgers is doing. So give me your score predictions in the comments now. When you see the players that are on the bench today, Sinisalo, Kyogo, Alex Bae, Yang, Cameron Carter-Vickers is on the bench also. Bernardo, Hatate, Forrest and Ralston is on the bench. Still no Louis Palmer. Louis Palmer is completely out the picture altogether. The fact that he's went with Trusty and Scales says a lot for... He's trying to keep Cameron Carter-Vickers fresh for the Champions League. It's a big move. Big move by the manager. I mean, he's taking Cameron Carter-Vickers out. Woofed, that's a big one. Taylor retaining his place, you can understand that. And getting some game time. Does it give Alex Bae some respite for the game? Will he start in the Champions League? Is the manager giving them a little nod? Or is the manager saying to Taylor, look, McCowan, look, Greg, sign this friggin' contract, mate. Sign this contract. Look, I want to play you. I want you to stay at the club. Play this game. Or is he just saying, Alex Bae, you're going to be starting on Tuesday in the Champions League, so you're getting a rest, mate. Arnie Engels makes a start to get up some game time. Luke McCowan also starts, and McGregor. So the fact that Bernardo and Rio Hatate are on the bench today, along with Forrest, it's a good old team. That is a good team that he's got out there. Is it enough to beat Hearts? Hibernian, should I say Hearts? That's because I'm reading a Hearts thing. It's shite in Stirling. It's just pure shite in Stirling. Shite being Stirlingish. Shitting it now. 3 o'clock starts, Baz, big in. Yep, it starts at 3 o'clock. Let me just see if CCV out in case he gets injured. I don't think he's out. Palmer going to America in January. Yep, Wilson QW. It seems to be there is Americans kicking around about. Looking at him. Lanky's going for 4-1 Celtic now that he's seen the team out. Richards is going for 4-0 Celtic. I'm going to go for 4-0 Celtic when you see the team that has made the... and you see the bench. That's a strong bench. Jerry Cassidy's going for at least 3 Celtic. Mr. Quinn's going for 6 in the first half. 6 in the first half, get it done and dusted. Greg Taylor's agent better stop taking the piss. And with the wanting more money, says Lanky, yeah. As it gets closer to December, the January transfer window opening, I think we'll all know what happens if he's not signed by then. And he is leaving it late. I think that he will be one of many sold at the January window. But we're not talking about that today because we've got Jerry just shut the curtains. What? Good attacking team, says Ian. Better by the end of January once Brendan moves the shirt and buys in better quality. I think it's going to be an interesting transfer window. What's the donations on? Big Chewy says, what's the donations? The donations are still... Oh, just got a bit dizzy there. £848. Let me just get that on the screen. What on earth caused that? It is still at £848. So we are sitting at 84% of the first 1,000 that were the target was. I mean, it makes sure that I'm at least on for the minimum of an hour on the day. And I'm sure that will rise on the day. I don't think it'll go up too much between now and Christmas, because a lot of people do have other things to worry about and spend money on. I think when people are sitting at home that aren't going to the game on Boxing Day, and people sitting at home going, oh, Baz is on, oh, he's generating money for charity, man. Going, donate him a fiver, go on, donate him a fiver, I'm in a good mood and that. Just go on, get on that computer and that. Just donate him a fiver, man. I think I can't use a computer. Davey, here's that lad. Get him down here. Oh, you! Get down here and well, this fucking computer. Anyway, that is the team. Smichael, Johnson, Trusty, Scales, and big thank yous to everyone who has donated so far. Smichael, Johnson, Trusty, Scales, Taylor, McGregor, Engels, McCown. I like how there's always one person that subscribes 5 minutes before I go online, just to then unsubscribe when I go live. It's hilarious, and it seems to be that it's always the one. I think it's absolutely hilarious, honestly. And somebody goes to all that effort. I'm going to subscribe just so it looks like his numbers have gone down. Show him unsubscribe. Well, the numbers went down one. Anyway, it's all good jest. Yeah, that midfield. When you look at the defence, it's a cracking defence. Trusty and Scales together. There's not a lot can go wrong with that. Taylor against Hibs could be a bit of a physical game. Taylor will get up and in the middle of the park more. When you look at it, Hibs are going to sit with the 5 at the back, so you can understand why he's playing Taylor in front of Alex Bailly. Engels and McCowan, well, that's a partnership that we've not seen too much of together, so it'll be interesting to see how Luke McCowan fares for this one. And let's face it, it is just resting the other guys in midfield for the Champions League game. Arne Engels will have a lot of people watching him today and saying he better perform. He's £11 million, man. It's a lot of money for Celtic. Nah, you know what I mean? It's a lot of money for Celtic, so he better perform today. But I'm sure he'll put in his all and have a good performance in the middle of the park. Kuhn and Maida, you cannot drop them. If there's two players that cannot be dropped on a week-to-week basis, and it is Nico Kuhn and Dyson Maida. I think those are the two standout players that are in the after Callum McGregor. Those are two first team starts every week. I mean, you could say that you could bring in Tony Ralston for Alistair Johnston, but Alistair Johnston's he's got that leadership quality about him and plus he's making the FIFA 11. He's made the cut for potentially being in the world's best 11 players. The world's best 11 players. There's one player at Celtic that is up there. We talk about marquee signings at Celtic. We talk about bringing big players to Celtic. We talk about marquee signings. We've produced a marquee signing. We've produced a potential World 11 starting player, which is absolutely phenomenal when you think back, and especially thinking about it at this time of year, because it used to be always the case on the last day's transfer window at Christmas, the winter window. Everyone would be sitting and who's Celtic going to sign the last day of the window? There'd be thousands of people would get up to Celtic Park and, I'd be like, who's signing? Hey, fucking, yeah, you going up? Yeah, I'm going up. I'm going up. Yeah, texting, who we going up? Yes, let's get up there and see who we sign. These days, we're sitting like that. Is that done? Is it shut? It's the window shut. It'll be interesting to see Luke McCowan and Engels play together in that midfield, says Liam. Yep, I think so. Well done, Baz. A few quid on payday. Mr. Quint, it's an absolutely fantastic amount of money. No Palma, and Palma is still not on the bench. It looks like that his days at Celtic are ultimately numbered. there's no reason for him not to be on that bench when you look at the squad today. So Lewis Palmer, you can only say that I think that the writing, unfortunately, is on the wall for him. I mean, Yangs came into the team. Brendan Rodgers said, look, when the player went off, when he was out injured and Yang came in, Yang's done good work when he's came on the pitch. So he keeps his place. It's as simple as that. He keeps his place. But ultimately, you've got to be thinking, come on, is Yang really better than Louis Palmer? Louis Palmer, when he first came to Celtic, you were thinking, yeah, Louis Palmer's got something about him, and you would pick him over Yang all day long. But Yang is making the cut and making the bench. Is Louis Palmer an international, a Honduras international player, really going to sit in the background of Celtic when his international manager's going, you need to be playing, mate. You need to be playing. So I think there will be a big decision made in January when it comes to Lewis Palmer, and I think it's just unfortunate that it looks as if his time may be coming to an end, along with a few other players. I mean, there's a few others that could be moved on in January as well. Anyway, Hatate's getting rested. Forrest, I expect James Forrest to come on in around about the 72nd minute, I'm going to say. Brendan will bring him on around about the 72nd minute. Or around about the 68th to 72nd minute. It's a good time that Brendan likes to pick. And he'll bring James Forrest on then. Tony Ralston will also get a run out this afternoon. Yeah, Tony Ralston will get a run out this afternoon. And just to make sure that Alistair Johnson, and I think if we get to 2-0 and there's about 10-15 minutes to go, you'll see the manager just making wholesale changes. He'll know that the game's pretty much in the bag. Hopefully we'll be in such a dominant position in the game that we'll know that it's going to take a miracle for Hibs to score the 2 goals. Cameron Carter-Vickers, can you see him coming on later on? I think they might just let Trusty and Scales run the full game today, so I think Cameron Carter-Vickers will be on the bench. Bernardo, Hatate, might they come on later on for Luke McCowan and Arne Engels? You never know. He might take Callum McGregor off just to watch the minutes of Callum, because remember last season, towards the end of last season, Callum McGregor did have that little bit of an injury. Palmer misses a sitter, he puts on a bad cross and he smiles, but it says Wilson. I just think it's the way it is. Mad Max says, I'll donate later, Baz. My card is downstairs. I'm too lazy to go and get it off my seat. The donation's coming. Good one, mate. Listen, there's no rush for people to donate. There's lots of time. I'm over the moon that we're going to get that first hour in. I do expect a lot more people to sort of donate on Boxing Day and just to keep me on longer. I think that's the way that fans will go, and I know the way that people are. It'll be like I'll get to probably about the 2 hour mark, and it'll be like, but it has to be even if it's 2,500, I'll stay for 2.5 hours. I'm not going to be staying on 20 minutes more just for every little penny that comes in. I mean, I did say that it'll be £1,000 equals 1 full hour. No more, no less. So we have to get it to that £1,000. So that is the goal of the day, is encouraging people. Once we get past this sort of the £2,000 mark, is to encourage people on the day. Phone up your mates and say, jump onto YouTube, watch Baz, donate to the channel, just to get them up to that $3,000 on the day. That would be absolutely amazing if that kind of thing happens. But anyway, the other goalie is going. Is the other goalie ever going to get a game? Says Richard. Richard, I'm not too worried about Sinisalo not getting game time, because he knows he's learning, and I've spoken about this before. I think that Sinisalo will be learning more sitting next to the goalkeeping coach at Celtic, sitting on the bench, sitting next to the goalkeeping coach, and them analysing the keeper, analysing Kasper Schmeichel and everything that he does during the game. And the goalkeeping coach will be telling him why he did this and why he did that. And they'll be talking about this during the game, why he's moved here. Maybe he shouldn't have moved there. The one where Cameron Carter-Vickers puts it into the back of the net, I bet you those two were sitting going, he's wrong placed. Kuhn's not going to pass the ball to him. As soon as Kuhn passes the ball back to Cameron Carter-Vickers, I bet they two are sitting with their heads in their hands going, oh fuck, the keeper's in the wrong position. Because they know what Cameron Carter-Vickers is going to do. They know that Cameron Carter-Vickers is thinking, well, Kuhn hasn't passed it this way, so the keeper can't be to my right hand side, so the keeper must be to my left. So when Kuhn then, rather than passes it to the goalkeeper, he passes it to Cameron Carter-Vickers. Cameron Carter-Vickers has an attacker coming in on his right-hand side, so he turns to his left and passes it to his left, and the keeper's not there. They'll be sitting and looking at that at the live time and going, fuck, what is Kuhn doing? But the keeper should have made a shout, and that's why Schmeichel got the team together. And that, just learning and watching that, I'm not too worried about him not getting game time, because he is one for the future. Celtic have bought him with an eye of being the succession for the keeper. You're going to give, when you've got a keeper of the experience of Schmeichel, I think that you maybe when it comes to the earlier round of the Scottish Cup, but Brendan wants to do the treble this year. Does Brendan really put the treble at risk by bringing in a keeper that is not fully up to speed? I don't know. Nobody speaks about Bain. Bain was second choice keeper and sitting on the bench every single game. And just because it's a keeper that we brought in, people are saying, is the keeper going to get a game? Nobody ever said that about Bain. So, yeah, there we go. That's my 2 bits for it anyway. We're sitting 30 minutes in. What time is it? It is 3 o'clock here. It's 2 o'clock Celtic part time. Big shout out to Lana Gallagher, who keeps putting the Just Given page up. I think Ida will bully them today. You can understand why he played Adamida today. The fact that they will play 5 at the back. So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult game today again. I mean, expect them to be camped in that box. I mean, when you say 5 at the back, the 5 will be between the 6-yard box and just in front of the penalty box. They're not going to move. They're not going to move much further forward than that. Hasta off to the hoops bar and Los Cristianos. Oh, Richard, what's the temperature over there? I'm gutted. I wish I was going to. We still think about moving there during the winter because the terrible weather's here's terrible. It's going to be cold here next week. It's going to go down to 14 degrees. Anyway, I need to get something to eat before I'm going to the pub. There's been over 1,343 people on the live so far. The Celtic team is up on the screen here. Schmeichel, Johnson, Trusty, Scales, cracking back 4. I don't think that any of them will come off. Well, I think Trusty will stay on. I think Johnson will come off, and Taylor might come off towards the end just to give Alex Bye some game time. Callum McGregor is in the midfield with Arnie Engels, Luke McCowan. I expect Arnie Engels and Luke McCowan to come off around about the 80th minute mark, just to give them the rest and get the other players on, just to keep their fitness up with the game coming up on Tuesday. And Nico Kuhn, Dyson Maida, I expect them to play around 75 minutes of the game, unless the unthinkable can happen and it's still 0-0. If it's still 0-0 around the 70th minute, the Brendan's not going to make too many changes because he'll want to win and make sure that the team are winning before it does make the change. A big shout out to everyone who has donated to the Boxing Day live event. We're sitting at £848. I'll just double check the live on the screen because that is a screenshot. Because yep, it's still sitting at 800. Oh, whoa! It's jumped up. We are amazingly. We are unbelievable. Anonymous 9 minutes ago, Big Chewy 10 minutes ago, donated £10. Anonymous, keep up the hard work, donated €67, which has put the grand total up to 91% of the first 1,000. We're sitting at £918 for the Celtic Foundation. Absolutely fantastic effort by the Celtic fans, as always. And well, it's not always, because it's the first time that I've done anything like this, and I'm over the moon, absolutely over the moon that we've raised so much money. We've raised £918 so far. 35 people have donated to the cause. We are 9% away from the first 1,000. Oh my God. Oh my God, the first hour is in the bag. We will be on for a minimum of 1 hour on Boxing Day. I can't believe it. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you to everyone who has just donated. I'm going to have to update that screen now. I'm going to have to update the screen. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are. Enjoy the game, and I shall see you after the game tonight. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.